Okay. Also, let's jam one of those things in there.
There's only a wee bit of juice in this capacitor, but I think it'll be enough to power up the robot. It's a tight...
We could use the help, Mr. Scott. Energize the robot.
Oh, yes, and this one. So...
The plaque reads, the Dunkelberger...
Okay,
You get no response.
how do I get it to help?
The access panel is stuck, Captain. I don't think any of us are strong enough to pull it free.
Okay. So...
Barney, open the pod bay door.
Right. Is that a 2001 reference? Well, it's open now. Let's see what we can do.
I knew it. They forgot to take out the fuel cell. That fusion reactor always scares people enough that they forget the backup cell. It's dry now. You'd need to wet this beauty down and get a catalyst in her.
Okay, but well, we do have some liquids. Yeah. I guess he didn't actually take the fuel cell out. Okay.
I hate to see a sweet liquid used for something other than tasting, but at least it'll work a fair bit in here.
Okay, and well, let's put this other thing there as well. Cognac.
Better than brandies? More than Stums? Look out, fuel cell, here she comes.
I didn't know Scotty was a poet. Catalyst. Well, I seem to remember that silver might do that.
It's a good thing to build in so much flexibility. The silver isn't a bad catalyst and will act as a contact too.
And again, this seems like a plausible real-world science. So,
I don't understand what you want me to do, Captain.
Now recharge this thing. I'm surprised that robot...
All hooked up and charging, Captain.
I'm surprised that robot is still functioning. Scotty said there was just a little bit of juice left. Can you play that? I mean,
I don't know how this works, but looking at it reminds me of the time when I was a boy working on my first electronics project. I built one of those old crystal radios. Maybe this computer somehow projects its answers into your mind.
Ooh.
It may be just looking at the crystals made you remember that, Captain.
It's possible. Are you now practicing psychology, Mr. Scott?
Well, he seems to have taken up poetry, so why not?
Oh no, Captain. I'm just a simple country engineer.
I wouldn't know where to start, Captain.
Oh.
All ready to go, Captain.
So I'm guessing now we could... Oh, the robot followed us. We could transport the gas, or...
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
We could transport the gas using this, or contact someone using this, but let's see what's in this room. Oh.
There they are! Shoot them!
Phasers, which we do not have.
Load a previously saved game.
Oops. Okay. Just do this.
There's only a wee bit of...
We could use the help, but
Scotty.
Barney, open the pod bay door.
I can't do that, Scotty. No, it was... I'm afraid I can't do that, Scotty. No,
I knew it. They forgot to take out the fuel cell. That fusion reactor always scares people enough that they forget the backup cell.
Oh. I can skip that. The popular... no, the famous quote is...
I hate to see a sweet...
I believe. I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dave. Which is actually never spoken in this film.
Better than brandy? It's a good thing to...
All hooked up and charging, Captain.
Well, let's... Well, we are waiting for that to charge up. Let's have Scotty take a look at these. Okay, what do we need?
Well, Captain, if we have to work with this dangerous lady, we're going to have to put in some wires and get her some power. She'll be functional then, but she'll still have some problems.
explain, Mr. Scott. It doesn't matter, Mr. Scott. Let's just get it to work. Explain, Mr. Scott.
Well, there's the Mulligan field for one, and the destination controls aren't very accurate.
I have the utmost faith in your abilities, Mr. Scott.
Captain, getting this thing to work properly goes beyond miracles.
Oh, but you are the miracle worker here, Scotty.
No change, Captain. She's still short power and some sort of transmitter.
Transmitter.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
Well, we do have crystals here.
All ready to go, Captain.
And Kirk did talk about crystal radio.
It probably wouldn't hurt anything to take one crystal. It's just a display after all.
Oh,
This one looks good.
actually,
I don't know how this works, but looking at it reminds me of the time when I was a boy working on my first electronics project. I built one of those old crystal radios. Maybe this computer somehow projects its answers into your mind.
It may be just looking at the crystals.
It's possible.
Oh no, Captain.
Okay.
An unusual piece of crystal.
So let's stick this in. Yeah, but good to see Chekhov have something to do.
All hooked in, Captain.
Okay. And I still don't really know why we are having to robot tag along. But hey, it's Barney.
It's been a while, but I think that will work.
Oh, and Kirk puts his crystal radio knowledge to use. So...
Gentlemen, we still need to come up with a transmitter.
Okay.
We've got the power we need, but it won't help without a transmitter.
Okay, so...
I don't understand what you want me to do, Captain.
What could we use this?
No, I don't think that's
An old communications panel. On the plaque. This communications station was removed off the old freighter, Big Bear Running. An old communications panel. No effect. Whatever used... The plaque on the old machine...
So, what can we do as...
Power is good, but no transmitter.
Okay, yeah. Transmitter...
No, I don't think that... No, I don't think that's...
Well, I don't suppose we can...
No, I don't think that...
The plaque on the old...
Transmitter... Anything we...
No effect. No effect. No effect. You remove the silver tray.
Aha, maybe that'll work as an antenna of some sort.
I rigged up an isolated piece of frame in there as one conducting plate and the tray as the other. It's not the best solution, but it's the best I can do here.
Okay, why did it play a liquid sound effect? Okay, I predict...
Save new game.
Conversations ahead, so let's save in case we... Alright, bucket this up.
Well, let's see how well this works. Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise. Enterprise, come in.
Who is this?
Oh dear.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Who are you? Whoever you are, call for help. There are terrorists in the museum.
Let's not say that. We might have contacted the
This
terrorists.
is Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. I'm in the Smithsonian Museum, where hostages are being held. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Who are you?
I'm guessing that giving as little information as possible might be a good idea.
I asked you first.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Whoever you are, call for help. This is Captain Kirk of the This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise.
Okay, if we say that, they might think we are actually calling from orbit.
Well, Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise, why don't you take your Enterprise and go away? We don't want any Federation interference.
Who am I talking to? Why don't you and I discuss this? Who am I talking to?
My name is Lucas. I'm a member of the Lockean family, Onakan.
Whoever you are, call for help. There are terrorists in the museum. I've never heard of the Onakan family. Whoever you are, I've never heard of the Onakan family.
Yeah.
It's no surprise you haven't heard of us, even though we're one of the largest and oldest families on Lockean. Just shows how much the Federation believes the lies the Saransi pass along.
The Saransi are your enemies? I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides. Of course the Federation backs the Saransi. You don't see them taking hostages and setting traps for museum curators, do you? The Saransi are your enemies? I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides.
Okay.
The Saransi are your enemies?
This sounds the least antagonizing.
Our bitterest enemies for centuries, and you're backing them.
I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides. Of course I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides.
If the Federation isn't backing the Saransi, how do you explain a ceremony giving the Saransi the Quelke? Obviously, the Federation believes their lies.
We've stumbled onto something here.
The Kelke. You mean the probe?
It is more than just a probe to us. The Quelke discovered Lachian generations ago. The entire race owes its existence to the Quelke.
I knew it had great significance. I just didn't know there was anyone else involved. This is when the original planet was on the verge of being destroyed? I thought the Saransi ruled your race. Shouldn't they be the ones that controlled the Kelke?
No, Kirk.
I knew it had great significance. I just didn't know there was anyone else involved. This is when the original planet was on the verge of being destroyed?
We have as much claim to that probe as anyone.
It sounds like you have a legitimate grievance. Does the Saransi also have a right to the Kelke? Then why is the museum handing the Kelke over to the Saransi? It sounds like you have a legitimate grievance.
Don't patronize me. You'd say anything just to stop us. Since you'd really rather talk to the Saransi, why not start practicing what you're going to tell them when they find the Quelke has been taken?
Hello? Hello? He seems to have cut communications.
Oh dear. Okay. Another try, but I think I did pretty well.
Well, let's see how well this works. Kirk Dent.
Who is it?
This is Captain James. Who are you?
I asked you.
This is Captain James.
Well,
Who am I talking to?
my name is Lucas.
Whoever you are, call for help. I've never heard of the on account. Whoever you are, I've never heard of the...
It's no surprise you haven't heard of it.
The Saransi are your enemy. I find it unlikely. Of course the Saransi are your...
Our bitterest enemies.
I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides.
If the Federation...
The Kelke.
It is more than...
I knew it had great... This is when the original planet was on...
We have as much...
It sounds like you have a legitimate grievance. Does the Saransi also have a right to the Kelke? Then why is the museum handing the Kelke over to the Saransi?
Well, let's try this one.
And we can't let you stop us. This is something that has to be dealt with.
This is your last warning. Release the hostages now, or suffer the consequences.
Well, sounds like we have stumbled into something of a revisionist history being practiced.
Then this situation should be looked into more closely by the... This is your last warning. Then this situation should be looked into more closely by the Federation. We're here with the best intentions. You want peace? We want peace.
Okay, judging from all the ellipses here, I thought he was going to shatter it up, but no.
Is that an offer?
That's a guarantee. Obviously, I'll have to check with my superiors on this, but I'm certain something can be worked out. That's a guarantee. Obviously, I'll have to check with my superiors on this, but I'm certain something can be worked out.
Let's try,
Don't patronize me.
Oh, so close. Okay. So we have some sort of a miss. How do I say it? No,
Well, let's see how well... Kirk to Enterprise.
Who is it?
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship. Who are you?
So we have questions of to whom cultural heritage belongs to. No, revisionist history perhaps. Heavy stuff.
I asked you first.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship.
Well, Captain...
Who am I talking to?
My name is Luke.
Whoever you are, I've never heard of the on account.
It's no surprise.
The Saransi are your enemy.
Our bitterest enemy.
I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides.
If the Federation...
The Kelke.
It is more...
I knew it had great... This is when the original planet...
We have as much...
It sounds like... Does the Saransi also have a... Then why is the museum... This is your last one. Then this situation...
Is that an offer?
That's a guarantee.
Yes.
Then we have a deal. We will turn off the security override and give ourselves up. And trust the word of Captain Kirk.
Oh yeah. Peaceful solution to things. See, I imagine they might end up being a bit, arrested and such, but... Hey.
Mr. Chekhov, have Dr. McCoy beam down to make sure the curator and guards are all right. Mr. Scott, lower the museum's shields and have a security team beamed aboard. Captain's log supplement. The terrorists had already turned off the security override. After putting the 3 Onicons in custody, it was decided that the probe would not be returned to the Saransi. Federation mediators will visit Lakian to assist in the negotiations on the fate of this artifact. The fact that they gave up voluntarily when they could have possibly escaped and injured no one certainly made points for the Onicon's claim. Curator Brezhnev was treated by Dr. McCoy and is in good health. Commendations are in order for Scott and Chekhov for meritorious service.
Who says you shouldn't negotiate with terrorists?
Lieutenant Uhura, send a message to Admiral Richards. Tell him he owes me more than he thinks he does.
Aye, sir. I have a feeling he's not going to be surprised.
I'm afraid I'm going to remember this mission with a great deal of sadness, Captain.
Let me guess, because all that sweet alcohol went too. Well, it didn't really go to waste, but for other uses than drinking.
Why is that, Mr. Scott?
It was such a fine cognac, Captain. It was just waiting for us, and now it's gone forever. Such a waste. You always remember the one that got away.
Sure, Scott.
Captain, message incoming from Starfleet.
I see they got our report. On screen.
I reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure. Kane out.
And that's it. I'm not going to play many more of this game.